How does it go?
Amen. 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 Take me to church. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah.
And I'm Carolyn.
And welcome back to Close Knit with
Carolyn
and Hannah.
Yay. This is number 19.
We've done 19 episodes already.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
And this episode is just going to be all about my jacket.
Yep. So sit back and relax for the next 50 minutes. We're just going to go over the details.
The jacket.
Of what she's wearing.
Just because
What's
I love
new?
this jacket so much. And I got this jacket for a special reason. And we're going to talk about that stuff. No, we're not really going to just talk about my jacket the whole night.
No.
But I'm pretty sure I could tell stories and talk about this jacket for a whole hour.
Yeah. For the audio listeners who can't see what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like a biker leather jacket.
It's called a racing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Racing jacket.
Like car racing, like Formula One.
F1 kind of.
Yes.
And it's like light blue with white stripes on one side and then orange with white stripes on the other side. And then it's like has black on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a really cool jacket.
God, it's the best. I'm going to be so pumped when that Brad Pitt movie comes out.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Isn't the trailer
just called like F1 or something?
Yeah, it's like the trailer. Is the trailer out for it or are they just showing bits and pieces of it?
I think the trailer's out.
Yeah, he's like a race car driver, but he has like this white like race car outfit that they wear, you know, when they have to get in the car and race. The kind where they race around the track. Oh my gosh, he looks so good in that. Brad Pitt, hello, and we're not going to like sit and talk about this, but I just need to point this out. Brad Pitt gets better and better and better as he ages. Like he was gorgeous in Thelma and Louise. Did you ever see him in that? He had a small role. Very cute though, but he gets better and better. Kind of like Robert Redford. Do you know who Robert Redford is?
I don't think I do.
Oh my gosh. Robert Redford. And they actually did a movie together.
Oh.
A River Runs Through It. You're going to have to find. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. I remembered
I've
it.
never heard of this before.
A River Runs Through It. Yeah. Robert Redford. I don't really remember it's like fly fishing, I think.
Oh.
It was filmed in Montana, I believe.
Oh, I think fly fishing is so cool.
Yeah, it's that with that really long.
Yeah.
And they have to go like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You would love the movie. Anyway, we're already off topic.
I'm just going to fix your thing because it just looks like it's not picking up your voice. Did I hit you?
You
oh my
did.
Gosh,
it's
sorry.
okay. Oops.
Okay.
Oops. Which is funny because that's like a Minnesota thing to say.
Oh.
Let
me just sneak past you there. Oh.
Okie dokie.
So much. Okay. Anyways.
All right. What are we talking about, Hannah Banana?
Our lives.
What do you mean our lives?
Our lives.
Oh,
the past
our life.
Yeah.
Our lives.
Yeah.
Like that. Like what's been going on because we skipped last week. She was gone again. Again, this one has a way better social life than I have. You were on for like 5 days, weren't you?
I was. The longest we've ever been apart.
In our whole lives.
In our whole lives. That's the long, because I never took trips. When I was married, we didn't really take trips. Yeah.
Well, maybe 3 days or something. I've never to this day, 57, been gone for 7 straight days.
Really?
I think the longest I've been gone was maybe 3. I've never been on a vacation trip. Because Vegas, when we went to Vegas to see Journey, it was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we came home on Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, I've never taken a full 7.
Someday.
You're living life. Like, I need to start doing that. I must. It's my own fault.
Yeah, plans come up. I just say yes. I've been saying yes to almost everything this year.
You're the yes man.
Yeah.
Like that movie.
It was my goal to make this summer very memorable, and it definitely has been. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with what you did because your thing, like you've got several things to talk about.
Yeah. Talk about 5-day bender.
Not quite.
No, not at all.
You were out of state. But the first event was pretty cool. And it was iffy that you were even going to be able to make it.
So the whole week before I went on my trip, I got sick.
Yep.
Did not think I was going to make it. I quote with my friends, I had the suds.
I mean,
do you know what the suds are? What that's a reference to?
Bubbles?
SpongeBob. When they get sick in SpongeBob, they get the suds.
Because of sponge. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had sore throat and then you had a cough.
Yeah, it was like one day I had a sore throat. The next day I had a fever and a cough. The next day I had a runny nose. The next day it was like something different. Like it was different every single day. I woke up with a different feeling.
But you healed quickly.
Yeah.
And we think, and I think you should put a picture of that jar of whatever that is that you have was the magic cure.
Yes. It's like a Korean honey, citron, and ginger tea. It's like a jam.
But it comes
jelly. In a jar.
Yeah, put a picture of that here so people can see. It helped. Like you put like 2 heaping spoonfuls in with hot water. And it's got like the rinds of like orange or lemon or something.
Citron is like a Korean lemon.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. It tastes good too. I'm not a tea person at all. So when you would make me like ginger tea with a tea bag, I'm like, I'm going to take 1 sip of this and dump it down the drain. Yeah. That one though, it's sweet.
Yeah.
And because of the honey and because it's a jam, it's just like a like almost thicker consistency.
Well, it was thick
like a throat coat.
Yeah. You know? It's so good though. If you have a cough, this is a great tip. If you have a cough or sore throat, it just soothes that with the, the hot tea or the warm.
Yeah.
I think that was like a miracle cure.
That, and I was drinking so much water.
And you drank a lot. Well, and then I think the other thing is you knew you were going somewhere at the end of the week and you were going no matter what.
Yeah.
So then you almost like tell yourself, nope, I'm getting better. Yep. I'm getting better. And you just make yourself like, I'm doing it. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Because that one day I was like, I don't know. And you're like, I'm going.
Yeah.
And where were you going that Saturday?
I was going to see Hosier.
Her boyfriend.
Okay, he's not my boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend. I went to go see Hosier with my boyfriend. Yes.
He's your dream boyfriend.
No, he's just like an enigma that I got to see in real life.
Do people know who Hosier? I mean, she's only been talking about Hosier almost every episode, like I talk about Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, he's a musician. I don't even know what to classify his music. He takes a lot of inspiration from like blues, folk rock, pop.
Okay,
like,
so
bunch of different kinds.
I want to and I'm going to let you finish. I promise. I keep interrupting, but I'm going to explain him because I watched he was at the XL and I watched some of his clips and stuff that you sent me and that were on TikTok. And to all the people that are my age who don't know who this Hosier guy is, if you remember Peter, Paul, and Mary, and you remember the mamas and the papas, he has that vibe, but in 2024. Like, I think him and that, what's her name? Chapel
Roan.
I think the two of them together could do a whole big Woodstock and would have massive crowds.
Well, I mean, she wasn't at Hinterland, but you know about Hinterland?
No.
It was like Hosier, Noah Kahan, I think, was there too. Oh. It was a bunch of those artists. They were in Iowa for a music festival called Hinterland.
I remember you talked about that.
I wanted to go. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I heard it was really, really like packed.
That's
like they
right.
oversold it.
Yeah.
So a little like Woodstock, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
But to me, these singers of this day are kind of not activists, but they're very vocal and verbal about women's rights, human rights, they're these amazing people who have a voice, and they have a huge following to get a great message out.
They have a platform and they use it.
Yeah.
Speak about peace and love.
Yeah. Like
caring
BTS.
For one another. Exactly. Like
their
BTS.
mental health. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, when I was watching him sing, he reminded me of like the Mamas and the Papas and Peter, Paul, and Mary. Like I can remember listening to those on the record player, their music. So anyway, continue about your seats and the whole day and everything. And
well, first I had gone to a WWE match a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Parking was insane there, and it was at the same place, the XL Energy Center. Hosier's concert was at the same place as WWE, so I knew what the parking situation was going to be like. We had to park in the same spot and all that. So I left 2 hours early before doors opened.
Right.
To get there and get a parking spot, which we got a great spot.
Yeah.
It was easy to get in. And then we went to the Science Museum beforehand.
Which is right by.
It's right next to it.
This is in St. Paul.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're ever going to a concert there, I recommend killing time by going to the Science Museum of Minnesota. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I hadn't been there since I was a kid.
Yep.
With my best friend, Margaret.
When she got lost.
We both got lost.
Oh, you got lost because you followed her.
Yes, of course.
God, Margaret.
Of course, yes.
What a little adventure. You were on your own little adventure for that field trip.
That was such a fun field trip. Yeah. And we got lost and we played with the musical steps.
Yeah,
I found them.
I remember those.
I found them with Alan.
Oh, they still have them?
They do. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of off in a little corner. So I went to them, and someone was having a wedding there.
At the Science Museum? For real?
Yes, you can have weddings at the Science Museum.
Where?
They have like an event room.
Oh.
At the top. So you can set up tables, and then you can do like pictures in the Science Museum. So her and all of her like bridesmaids and all them, they were all taking pictures. It was really cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. A great idea.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was, I just love science.
Mm-hmm. You did. There was that NASA big, what was that?
Yeah, the really big astronaut that's like 3 stories tall.
It was massive.
Yeah, huge. That was really fun to see. There was like a whole physics area as well. So that was really fun.
Right up your alley.
There was a whole area about the Mayans.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really cool to walk through and see like what the Mayan beauty standards were, what their calendar was. Yeah. That kind of thing.
Did they still have that twister, like the tornado thing? Yeah.
Got to do that.
I love that. Twisters.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Cool.
That was fun. And then we had time to kill still. So we went and stood in line. And then we went inside right away. We got in right away. Got to our seats. Sat down.
Great seats you had.
Yep. Watched the opener. She was really good. I think her name was Allison Russell. She made a song with Hosier. So she came back out to play with him. And then Hosier came on.
What song did he open with?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, you were probably fainting from his beauty.
Yeah. He is just...
At that point, was his hair in a ponytail? Did he keep his hair in a ponytail? He has like hair like down here.
I think it was...
Oh.
I think it was up.
In a bun.
Or maybe it was down.
No, I thought it was in a ponytail.
It wasn't a ponytail. Yeah. He's
so cool.
He just is beautiful.
Yeah. And he wasn't beautiful. Feeling good.
He also had the same sickness that I had. Also Alan had.
You should have gave him that tea that you were drinking.
I should have went right up on stage and told him, here you go.
You could have went backstage and said, I have the miracle cure for him.
I guess.
Maybe.
I had a few cough drops on me I could have given him. What a shame. But he didn't need them because he sounded, even with having like a sore throat, where like in between songs, he had a hard time talking. When he was performing, he sounded exactly like his music.
God, that's amazing. Because when you think about when you don't feel good and you're feverish, like
can't even imagine going on stage and
you want to do is perform.
Granted, there were songs that were on the set list that he had to skip.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't perform them probably to his liking. He probably could have performed them, but I get it. But instead he told a story that he had never told anyone before.
You sent me that. That was a good story.
Yeah. He talked about the background behind one of his lyrics in his new song. The lyric is, I aim low, I aim true, and the ground's where I go.
Oh.
And it was a story about how he went out with a friend. Okay, technically he told me that nobody should be filming and nobody should be talking about this, but it's on TikTok already.
Everybody.
I'll spill the tea. Okay. He told a story where he was he was having a night out. He lives in Ireland. He's Irish.
That's right.
He was, that's like his main trait. Yep. He was having a night out with his friend and they just kept talking and getting beers and talking and getting beers and talking. And then his friend had to wake up for work in the morning and he had a flight to catch.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're asleep and his friend wakes up and he's like, Andrew, that's his actual name. Andrew, you got to wake up. You're going to be late.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you need to get up. And he got really hungover from drinking so much, and he stood up and immediately fell to the ground. Fell and hit his head, and he was like kind of laying there for a second, and his friend was like, oh my God, like, Andrew, are you okay? And he was like, I'm fine, I gotta go. He put on a beanie, gets through the airport security, gets onto the plane. He's sitting there and he's kind of touching his head. He realizes he was bleeding underneath his beanie that he had on. And he looks over and Cillian Murphy is sitting next to him.
And Cillian Murphy, I'm trying to remember what movie that guy was in.
Oppenheimer.
Oh,
recently.
That guy.
He was Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Oh.
So he is sitting on this plane next to Cillian Murphy, who is also a beautiful Irish actor.
Yeah, that guy.
Love the man. And he's like touching his head and he's like bleeding. And Cillian Murphy sees him. He's like, he said he gets the same way that we get about him.
Right.
When we see a celebrity, we freak out.
Yeah.
He gets the same way about celebrities as well. And so he's sitting there. He's like, oh my God, Cillian Murphy is on this flight next to me. Like, I love the guy. Like, they had worked together previously on something, but never met face to face.
Yeah.
And Cillian Murphy sees him and he was like, oh, hey, man, how's it going? And he's just like, I'm good. I'm good. He's hungover, bleeding from his head. And he's like about to pass out because he's so hungover and he gets to talk to Cillian Murphy.
That's crazy. That was a crazy story. And how long? Was that like a 10-minute story?
It was like 10 minutes. So I didn't mind.
Yeah.
Like he was killing time. But man, that was a funny story. I love how much of a yapper he is.
Yeah.
He
Harry
loves
Styles
talking.
is like that too.
Yeah, and I love it when artists are like that and do more than just perform on stage.
You want them to like talk.
Yeah.
Because it's more personable, I think.
Well, yeah, you realize he's a human being.
Well, they are, yeah.
You know, and he has his own complex stories and thoughts, and he's not just some artist that you see on a screen all the time.
What was your favorite song that he did?
I sobbed during Cherry Wine. It's a really good song.
Okay.
And the background and everything was really beautiful. And it was just him and his guitar. His band left the stage and it was just him and his guitar acoustic.
Take Me to Church.
Take Me to Church was one of my favorites though. Yeah. Just because the crowd like exploded.
Doesn't he say amen?
Yeah.
How does it go?
Amen. 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 Take me to church. Yeah,
That's
really good.
That's all we know.
I know more. You don't know.
I don't know any. I just know those. I'm sure you guys have heard that song.
Yeah.
It's like on the radio, and that's been out for quite a while.
Yeah, over 10 years now.
10?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that. I thought maybe like 2.
Let me just.
You should know this.
I know.
He's your guy. I'm thinking like 2 years or.
No, it's not 2 years.
Oh.
No. Yeah, 10 years ago.
10 years.
Is when the music video came out. So the song could be even longer.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. March 25th, 2014. Yeah, I remember listening to that when I was in middle school. Little old me.
That's crazy.
He came out with that song and my life changed.
And then you got to see him all these years later. And then what time did that concert end?
Maybe 10:30.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lovely concert. I hope he's feeling better by now. But
yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
If you have to finish out his tour or whatever.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then can we talk about what I did and then you can go back to what you did? Okay, so speaking up, because I don't do anything ever. Mm-hmm. So I did something. Yay! I actually went somewhere. I wore this coat. I have a really cute story about the coat, though. I went to the Journey. It was Steve Miller Band, Journey, and Def Leppard concert. And that was at the Target Field. And I had never been. That's where the Twins, Minnesota Twins, play. I'd never been there before. So I have some observations about the venue, first of all. The people that have to sit way up, like you literally look like this. They sit way up there. I would literally be so dizzy I wouldn't even be able to sit.
I feel like with bigger venues, it's not as bad. Sitting way at the top at the XL Energy Center makes me want to pass out.
We did that.
I feel like you're going to topple over.
You literally, me and Colleen and Anita and Grandma went to see Alan Jackson and Martina McBride. Okay. It was in the winter time. So we had winter coats on. Alan Jackson is probably, 7 feet tall. Probably not 7 feet, but he's tall. He was like this big.
Yeah.
On the stage.
Yeah.
Right? Grandma, we were so dizzy. Anita, I thought, was going to pass out. She was just dizzy. But Grandma would not take her coat off because she didn't want to move. We're like, take your coat off. Aren't you hot? She's like, oh, I'm fine. She hung on. She hung on to the seat things the whole concert.
Jeez.
And she wouldn't move because literally the seats, you feel like you're falling forward.
Yeah.
It was so uncomfortable and so scary. But at Target Field, they're so high up there and it was packed. I mean, there were some empty seats, but I don't know how those people, first of all, can sit way up there. It's a very large place. I think that I would have a different experience if I went to a Twins game, which I would like to go. We had good seats. We sat, so there's the floor. We sat just like 2 seats up on that first section. So we kind of had a little bird's eye view, which was cool to watch people. It's fun to watch people. But Steve Miller Band was really good. Like, I don't even know if you know any of their songs.
Maybe,
they were good. They were good. And then Journey came on. And I don't even know. I noticed some things and I went back and I watched some videos that I had taken and looked at some pictures. And I think it was Open Arms, that song they do, Open Arms.
Great song.
First of all, before I get to that story, I just have a little beef to pick with people on TikTok who are like, so Arnel Pineda, I believe that's how you say his name. Arnel Pineda, I'm pretty sure. Arnel has an amazing story, first of all. If you can find, there's a documentary on his story. He has an amazing story. And it's amazing the way, I believe it was Neil Schon, the guitarist, lead guitar, who found him. He is an incredible performer and singer. He's my age. He's 57. I have a beef to pick with all the people who on TikTok are always making comments. Well, he's no Steve Perry and no one will ever be better than Steve Perry. Okay, first of all, great. We love Steve Perry, right? Steve Perry was great when he was with Journey. I'm just saying that Journey would not be Journey without Arnell, because Arnell is the one who I think, in my opinion, I mean, they're all great performers, but to me, he brings the energy and the excitement. And I'm sure if Steve Perry sang with them still, he could too, but there's something very special about Arnell. And as a group, there's something very special about them. And what I noticed in the crowd, so most of the people were around my age, a little older. There were some younger ones, because everybody generations know their music. Yeah. Like when they did like Open Arms, and I was just watching the crowd in front of us, the people down on the and they were like, couples were like rubbing their backs and they were like slow dancing. And it was so sweet. It was just like a love. It was just like you could feel the love. Yeah. And I don't know. I just think out of all the bands that are out there that I've seen or noticed, there's just something very unique and special about Journey that I can't quite find the perfect words for. I mean, we know they're great performers. They have a great story of how they came together. They bring a lot of memories. Their music is just timeless, and you just want to hear the same songs over and over and over. It does not matter how many times you hear Don't Stop Believin', right? Or Faithfully, or Separate Ways. For me, it's Separate Ways. Yeah. You just want to hear it over and over. And every time it's on the radio, I want to turn it up. And that's incredible, because I don't know any other artists.
There are very few musicians that do that for me as well. Right. It's Journey, and then I'd say BTS.
Yeah. Like, it never, ever gets old for me. And to me, that's magic. And that is like solidified within my soul. And and a whole bunch of other people who love Journey and the music, because it just brings you back to a better time, I think. So yeah, I just noticed the way people were. And then Def Leppard came on. Okay. So we were very sad then Journey was gone, because we were mostly there. Colleen, my sister, and Leanne, a friend who's a customer too. We went, and then they were done, which was sad. I could have just watched them for another hour or two, but I like Def Leppard, and there's a lot of good songs. But immediately, I don't know if it's because it started to get darker, but the crowd like changed. Like the mood changed, the atmosphere changed. Like, it was so loud. Like I was messaging you. Yeah. Like, literally my heart was like, I was like vibrating. It was so, I don't know why it had to be that loud.
Yeah. Like, were you sitting close to a speaker?
Well, no, the speaker was quite far away from. I can't imagine being down on right there by the stage. To me, it was just, and okay, so I'm aging myself. It was just so loud. I feel like I'm my grandma. It was too loud. Those boys need to turn it down. It was so loud, and you could smell marijuana. So it's legal in Minnesota, but I didn't think you could smoke it in places like that.
I don't think you can, but
I mean, I wasn't going to try to find who was doing it, but it was close by, and it's not a good smell. Like, it's just, no. But everybody just started to get wasted drunk by that time. People were just drunk.
You were just sending me videos of people getting like escorted out.
Security had this lady.
I was like, what happened?
I don't know, because I'm just taking a video, like looking at everybody, and it's Def Leppard in the background. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God. And this two security guys were dragging this lady.
Oh my God.
Taking her out. She must have did something.
So you wrapped it up there, didn't you? When you left early?
Well, I couldn't. So pretty soon they had a lot of strobe lights, which I like pretty lights, and that gets exciting. But pretty soon in this eye, I started to get like red flashes inside of my eye.
I think I've had that before.
I've never had that before, and it freaked me out. Yeah. Like, it was scaring me. Like, and I'd close my eyes and it would still be like red flashes. And then it just got louder. They did Love Bites. That's the only one I wanted to really see. So they did that one, and I loved it, and it sounded good. But then I was like, okay, we got to get out of here. It was, I think I don't even know what time they started. 9:30 maybe. Plus, it was a Monday night. That's a school night. Like, I don't go out on school.
I didn't know that you still go to school.
Well, I don't, but school night. And then, you have an hour and a half drive home. So we got home. I got home at midnight, but I couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
I was like up on and off all night, but overall it was great. And I'm glad I did it. Yeah. I'm glad I went. It's always good to see Journey. I've seen him a few times. I hope that they would come back someday, come back to Minneapolis. I would love to see him one more time. So I hope, that my hope would be that they could work things out and it would work out that they could come back here. I know they have to finish their tour somewhere else. They're in our country yet, but then they're going, I think, overseas somewhere. Not sure where, but anyway, so yeah, I got to wear this jacket. The story about the jacket really quick was, okay, so it was hot, right? It was like not super hot, but it was too hot to wear a jacket. But I'm like, you know what? I had my cute Journey t-shirt on, which matched my jacket, which by the way, Arnell had tennis shoes on, white and this color blue. Oh. Nikes. Like what?
Yeah. Coordinated.
Like how did that? Like, and he had on like a...
Yeah, I guess Hosier was wearing all brown and I was wearing brown.
And you had on brown too. Energetically connected.
Yeah.
His tennis shoes were really cool though. These Nike. Yeah, they had the blue wing. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I'm putting my jacket on because I don't care if I'm sweating. I'm putting the jacket is super cute, right? And I brought it. I put the jacket on and the lady behind me is like, oh my God, I have to have your jacket. And I'm like, oh, well, I have a boutique in Sartell. And I'm like, do you know where that is? And she's like, no, I'm not from around here. I'm like, oh, that's okay. I said, you can pay for it over the phone and I'll ship it to you. Well, here she's from Colorado. So right there, she gets out her phone, takes all the information, McKinsey's, the phone number, my name. And she called the next day and bought the jacket and I sent it to her.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool. It was a cute jacket. I could see like other women, like look as I was walking out, they were looking at they weren't looking at me. They were looking at my jacket. I don't know. It just, to me, is a piece that stands out in a crowd.
It is. It is for sure.
And who doesn't want to stand out in a crowd of like, I don't know how many thousands of people were there.
I'm good, actually. I'm fine. That's fun. That's so funny that you say that, actually, because when I went with Alan to the Hosier concert, it was his first time ever going to a concert.
What?
Yeah, it was his first concert ever.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Very cool. Very fun for him.
Yeah.
But we went and he was like, it's so funny, Hannah, because every time I see you, I think of how unique your style is and how I never see anyone else dressing like you. But as soon as we got to the Hosier concert, everyone in line was dressed just like me.
Like-minded.
We all had the same kind of outfit on. I was wearing a tank top.
I'm going to put a picture of it.
Yes, a tank top with necklaces.
Yeah.
And then I had like a brown flowy skirt on and Converse tennis shoes. And he was like,
everybody looks like Hannah.
Yeah, he was like, there's Hannahs all around me. What's going on?
See?
Yeah.
Then he knows where you get your style. Like it is. And music does that too. It just kind of brings that out in you. Like that's cool. So yeah, for me it was a great night. Yeah. Great memories made. And if I could ever talk to Journey, I wish I could. Arnell particularly, I would just want them to know how amazing and how special they are and how hard it must, because I'm 57 and they're older than me, some of those guys. I don't know how they have the energy to do that. And people love it so much. So I appreciate it so much that they do stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you got done with your concert, done with mine. What did you do after your concert then?
So the next day I did nothing. I recovered.
You stayed down at Alan's house?
Yes. The day after that, I went to Wisconsin Dells.
the great state of Wisconsin.
Yes. As you can see, I'm repping.
There you are, Wisconsin.
I'm a cheesehead now.
Deer Park.
Yes, because I went to Deer Park. I'll explain that in a second. But it was very fun. It was like a Midwest Las Vegas, truly.
I, honest to God, think Wisconsin is a beautiful state.
Gorgeous state.
Did you drive kind of the same way we did when we went to Green Bay?
It's more south.
Okay.
It's more south.
But does it have those rolling hills in the fields?
Yes.
Oh, man,
you know the drive to Duluth?
Yeah.
Once you get up around Duluth, it's got all those trees.
Yeah.
And rocky hills and all that. Beautiful pines. Mm-hmm. That was like that the whole way there. Once we hit Hudson, because we went through Hudson, Wisconsin, and then to Eau Claire. How do you say that? Eau Claire?
Not Eclair.
We're not from there.
Yeah,
okay?
Don't laugh at us.
I'm pretty sure some Wisconsiners won't be able to pronounce like Minnetonka correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We made it to that city, and then you go down about another 2.5 hours, an hour and a half around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we made it there. We stayed at an Airbnb.
You and how many other people?
There was 11 of us.
11 staying at an Airbnb. Most of them males.
Yeah, most of them were guys.
But you've always gotten along with guys.
It was Alan and all of our friends that he works with. So, it was fun. It was fun. They went to a water park the first day. I couldn't swim.
You don't swim.
I don't swim. Also, unfortunately, I'll say it again. I've said it before on this podcast. It's fine. I'm a woman. I unfortunately got visited by Aunt Flo on this trip. She decided to come with.
What are the odds? And those things always happen.
Always. AKA I got my period.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who Aunt Flo is.
Yeah, we don't have to. We're not in the 70s. We don't have to be quiet about that.
Yeah. I got my period going to the water park. Like, last thing I'm going to do is go splish splash in the water. Right.
Well, you stood in the wave thing, though.
I stood up to my knees in the wave pool. And that was fun.
And then what happened?
It was just funny because, like, I don't know, the waves, like, you'd stand up to your ankles and all of a sudden the waves would just, like, hit you all over the place.
I wouldn't have liked that.
So I was in there for about 5 minutes.
Did your hair get wet?
No.
Oh.
No, but I wore a really cute outfit.
Oh, well, see, that's all that mattered.
I wore a red bikini top that was like square, with a white overshirt and black kind of like swim short type things. Cute. And black Converse. I switched to sandals.
Oh, okay.
But no, I just rented out a cabana, which was expensive.
Cabana?
Yeah, whatever it is.
You say cabana. You say cabana. I say cabana.
Yeah. A shaded area.
Yes.
With chairs and food service.
Cool.
It was fun. I had good cheese curds. They had like a Johnny Rockets we went to Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm.
So while they were all on rides, I sat there, me and one other girl that was on the trip. We sat there, read, watched TikTok.
We'll just watch the people too.
People watched.
And it was a beautiful day.
Gorgeous day out.
Yeah.
Sat in the sun for a little bit. Sat in the shade for most of the time. Yeah. I took a nap at one point.
Nice.
It was a good like checkpoint for people after they go on a ride. They come back, get some food, and then go back and do things.
Oh, okay.
Some people on the trip at that point were up for around 36 hours with no sleep.
Oh.
So some of them stayed and took a nap in the cabana. Yeah. Because they had gone, for whatever reason, they decided to drive to Chicago at 2 a.m.
Oh.
And then drive to Wisconsin Dells.
Wow. Okay.
So,
okay.
Glad they had fun there.
That's what you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it.
No.
Yeah, and then we went to our Airbnb. I've never stayed in an Airbnb, but this one was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It was called, I think, Charmed Lodge in Wisconsin Dells.
Cool.
beautiful space. It was in the woods.
How many stars would you give it?
Give it a 5 out of 5.
Nice.
Sure. Yeah,
so people should look that one up then.
Yeah. It had like a sauna, which I didn't use.
Right.
Just because I don't like being hot and sweaty, but
right.
It had a sauna and jacuzzi. Ugh. Yeah. The others used it. It just had like the perfect amount of rooms. The rooms were really beautiful.
How many rooms were in there? Bedrooms?
Let's see. 2, 4, 6 bedrooms.
Nice.
6 bedrooms. Yeah. So it was enough.
Enough for everybody.
Yeah. Had a really nice kitchen. It was like well stocked as well. I did not know what I was all gonna have to bring. Because, sometimes they only provide one roll of toilet paper, that kind of thing. It was fully stocked the whole time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
you packed all that stuff.
Yeah. And didn't really need it.
That's okay. It's better to be safe than sorry.
For sure. Yeah, it was just nice. One of the nights we just stayed there and had a grill out and cooked s'mores on a bonfire.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And then you went to a really nice restaurant, you said.
Yes. Oh my God. If you're ever in Wisconsin Dells, go to Lake City Social is what it's called.
Lake City Social.
Yeah. Lake City Social. I had some of the best food I think I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Genuinely.
Better than those mashed potatoes in Vegas.
Those are still number one.
Yeah. I can't remember what place we were eating at. It was by the Eiffel Tower.
Right under the Eiffel Tower.
Best. They were, as Anita said, they were like dessert.
Yeah, for real.
So they were probably just a couple potatoes with mostly butter.
Probably.
Like, and sour cream and all this other stuff.
No idea, but I had like a Wisconsin cheese corn chowder.
Oh.
Smoked sausage, shrimp soup.
Wow.
It was so good. The saltines, even down to the saltines were really good.
You said we need to order those saltines.
Yes, they're like British saltines. They're called like Westminster.
How did you know they were How do you know they're British?
Because Westminster was the name, and that's
Isn't
like
that
a place
the dog show?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think that's a place in England.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
I don't know. They were very royal.
That's why they tasted so good.
They were just really good saltines. I was like, what a nice little touch.
We should order those. Maybe you can get them on Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look for.
Yeah.
And then I got like a chopped chicken, bacon, poppy seed salad.
Wow.
It was so good.
You think you could recreate those things?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that there's that good of a salad close by, because the last time I had a salad that good was in Los Angeles.
Oh.
At the Getty Museum, their Cobb salad.
Okay.
Never forget it. It was so good. And I'd say this one was equivalent.
Well, that's cool to know.
Yeah.
So what was the name of that restaurant?
Lake City Social.
5 stars, huh?
Absolutely. Their service was amazing. We went in there a little later than I would have liked to have gone, because they were going to close in like a half an hour, and there's 11 of us. And I went in there and I was like, is it like, can you guys take us or not? Like, it's totally fine if you can't. We'll find somewhere else. And they were like, no, come on in. We can make room for you. We'll work it out. And our waitress was super nice. And yeah, it was just amazing there. So.
And then you woke up the next morning. Yeah. And is that when you went to?
I cooked breakfast.
That's right. You did.
With Alan's brother. We cooked breakfast. That was fun. And then we went to Wisconsin Deer Park. Repping it up.
Of course. You love animals.
I had probably the most fun I've ever had there. Genuinely. But they were so cute.
And they
so
like
cute.
to eat. Did you feed them those Westminster
I didn't.
crackers?
They can't have saltines.
What kind of?
I don't know what kind. They were just like square, like wheat crackers, I think.
Yuck, like wheat thins.
Yeah.
Ew.
Not like wheat thins.
I don't like wheat
More
thins.
like a Triscuit.
Oh, those are even worse. It's like that awful cereal. What's that cereal? It's like a
shredded
bale of
wheat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was
shredded
like
wheat. It's like a
wheat.
bale of hay. And then they're
deer.
Let's do the little ones and put some frosting on them. That doesn't make them taste better, by the way. You can put all the sugar you want on shredded wheat and it still doesn't taste. Well, I suppose deer would they would like a bale of hay. Okay. Yeah. I was just thinking back to childhood when we had to eat shredded wheat. Yuck. Okay. Anyway, back to the deer.
Yeah. So you could walk into the park and they had like goats, they had llamas, they had hens, chickens, horses, different types of like cattle and just peacocks, bunch of different animals.
Yeah.
In their own enclosures. And then around the park, there was like an open enclosure for the deer. So the deer could wander around wherever they wanted to go.
Right.
So we first got in and there was like this deer, this smaller deer. And it followed us for about like 5 minutes, I'd say. Because we kept giving it corn and they really love corn.
Yeah, they do.
So we give them like dry corn.
Don't they eat like overeat? Isn't there like a limit?
Well, it was lunchtime that we went at.
Oh, so they
were hungry.
They probably don't have to feed them because everyone else feeds them.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I just put some corn in my hand and it would come up to me.
Nibble,
and
nibble, nibble.
Eat from my hand.
Just like
and then
the baby
I could pet
cows.
them.
Oh.
There was one about halfway through the park. There was one that we met and it followed us for a good 40 minutes.
That's crazy.
In our group. And there were tons of people there that had the same food as we did. And it would go up to them, get a little bit of food, and then walk right back to us.
That's crazy.
And it walked with us in our group. Like we all walked around it and it would just follow us.
Maybe it was Lily.
Could have been Lily. I don't know. It really liked Alan.
Yeah.
It really clung to Alan's side.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And even when we ran out of food, it still followed us.
Wow. That's interesting. Just took a liking to you guys.
It did. So that was so fun.
And that was a long day, you said. Didn't you get home later? And
Yeah, it was a long day. We did that. We went mini golfing, go-karting.
Yeah.
We went to like an 80s store. We got ice cream. Oh, we went to a candy store too.
Yeah, you guys did a lot that day. And then you won mini golf.
I won at mini golf.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I got free ice cream. Yeah. And then that was it. Then we had a grill out that night, played video games, and then woke up the next morning and we all left. Went to Cracker Barrel because I'd never been to a Cracker Barrel before.
Yeah. Oh, you should have brought the Snoopy for the show and tell.
Oh, yeah.
Cute Snoopy. You got a little Snoopy for Presley.
Yeah.
She's going to love that.
She loves Snoopy and she loves dancing things.
Yeah.
And so it plays music and dances.
Yeah.
And it's a little Snoopy.
Cute. That was a good trip.
Yeah, it was a really good trip. It was cheap too when you go with that many people.
Right.
And get an Airbnb.
Right.
It's pretty cheap.
But considering the beginning of the week, you didn't even know if you were going to make it.
Yeah.
Like that always happens.
Yeah.
I swear. I don't know why that is. Like you anticipate you have something planned for months and months, sometimes a year. And then right before you get sick or something happens.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it worked out.
It did. I'm very grateful that I got to still go and have fun.
I missed you. While you were having fun in Wisconsin Dells, I found a new show to watch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Suits.
Yeah.
And that one's been out for a long time.
Yeah, I remember Colleen talking about that one when I was like 10.
Colleen has watched it a couple times. And I think she has like the box set or something. Yeah, I'm in love with Harvey. That's one of the characters.
Okay.
Yeah, he wears a suit, obviously.
I would figure,
He's just really dreamy, very handsome. and smart and cocky and just cool. Yeah, dresses nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the show about?
Oh, it's lawyers.
Other than good-looking people.
Lawyers. Meghan Markle is in it.
Oh, is she?
Yep.
Okay.
That was from a long time ago before she married Harry.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I think they just made another like season 9 or something.
Cool.
I don't know. I got hooked on it though.
Yeah.
And it's very good. I have a hard time with those where you have to keep watching them because Emily in Paris came back.
Yeah.
And so I watched all of that. So yeah, I just kind of did that kind of stuff and went to the concert while you were gone. So, but it's good to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back home. It was fun, but I do end up missing you too.
Yeah. It's weird to not like, it's quiet, which I like peace and quiet sometimes, but then you're like, I want to just tell you something and you're not there. It's like, I don't have anyone to tell.
Yeah.
And not that we're going to live together forever,
I know, but I don't even want to think about that.
We get on each other's nerves. That happens.
Yeah.
But again, we're really blessed to have the relationship we have.
Yeah.
Obviously we've been giggling a lot in these podcasts, but we're like that a lot because we say dumb things. And then like you try to say smart things and I can't figure it out when you talk about the moon and the sun and I get all confused and you try to explain it to me. So we're really lucky to have that. Yeah. But I prayed a lot. The Archangel Michael protect you, keep you safe. I'm glad you got home safe and back to the real world. Glad you had all that time though to spend with them and have fun like that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to do something like that with friends before.
Yeah, either of us. So. I'll get there.
I hope you get to do that. I really want to take you to Wisconsin Dells because there's 2 different types of Wisconsin Dells that you can do. You can do like water park,
right?
Or you can do like Midwest Las Vegas kind of.
Yeah, that's what you said. That sounds kind of cool.
Like there's so many different cool places to eat, so many different cool experiences. Like downtown Wisconsin is really cool. You could even go like a spa route. Like there's a lot of adult things to do. When I went there, I thought it was going to be mostly kids, like a place for kids, which it is a great place to go with a family.
Right.
But if you just go on a trip with a bunch of adults, there's tons for you to do.
And it's not like super far away because I don't like riding in a car for super long
I think from the cities, it's only about 3.5 hours away.
Yeah. That's like going to Duluth. Well, it took us 4 hours because we took every detour.
Yeah. It would be like going to Duluth.
Yeah. So I could handle it if I stopped a couple times. Well, we'll have to try that adventure together.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
So then do you have anything else to add or are we on to our favorites?
Nothing else to add. And honestly, that's all of my favorites.
That and those. And yes.
This was just a favorites kind of episode, I think.
Yeah. Suits was my favorite. And the Journey concert. That one song of Def Leppard and Steve Miller Band was good. Just that whole experience with Colleen and Leanne and was really fun.
I'm starting my D&D campaign up tomorrow after filming. After filming this, we're filming this on a Thursday.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm finally starting it up tomorrow.
And we get to watch Presley overnight this weekend. Yeah. So we'll have stories in the next one to talk about with Presley. Yeah. She's just so much fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's do a card. Get your week started off right.
Yeah.
I will shuffle. So we try not to get the same one. All right, pick a card. This is the message for the day or the week this week. Whatever she picks is what's meant for you to hear.
Oh, we've had this one before. Everything is within your power and your power is within you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Everything is within your power and your power is within you.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a good one.
That's a good one. Good message for the week.
Yeah.
Ready to wrap her up?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, thanks you guys for watching and listening. We appreciate everybody watching. And you always say,
if you're listening to us on Spotify, you can watch us on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can listen to us on Spotify.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day and a great week.
Bye.
Bye.